Okay, so today we're going to talk about two-way tables primarily, but I'm going to talk about just general probability as well. You can get into the notes if you'd like. The notes have some other probability rules that we've talked about, but I'll review a couple of them. Please understand that probabilities always are a number between 0 and 1. That's really important to understand. You can't have something happen more than 100% of the time, and so probabilities will always take a number between 0 and 1. Also, something that you'll actually be using today is that all probabilities have to add up to 1. They have to add up to 100% of the time. So when you have a sample space and you've assigned probabilities, the probabilities must add up to 1. Another thing that you'll see me do in the future is talk about the probability of something not occurring. The probability of something not occurring is the 1 minus the probability that it does occur. Okay, so that's something that I will talk about. Like, for example, let's say that I make a basket 30% of the time. I'm not a very good basketball player, and I make a basket 30% of the time. The probability that I don't make the basket is 1 minus 30%, so it would be 70% of the time. That's the idea of a complement rule. Okay. I'm gonna skip all of this intersection stuff because we're gonna try to avoid Venn diagrams at this stage. We will get into Venn diagrams when we get back to campus, and hopefully in Q3 we will cover those. But right now I'm going to steer away from those. We're gonna use two-way tables instead. So I'm gonna show you what that looks like instead of going over this. So let's look at this. So this right here, your Explore lesson, I'm going to actually pull it up so that I can actually make it a little bit bigger here. This one says, what is the probability of spinning a red? The way that we would do that is we would count how many total there are, and then we would take the number of reds and divide it by the total number. So in this wheel right here, it looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 spots. And so the probability of spinning a red would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of the 12. 5 divided by 12. The probability of spinning a blue or yellow, well, I would add the blue and the yellow and divide, so there are 4 places out of the 12. 4 divided by 12. And then this one says, what is the probability of not spinning a green? Well, 3 out of the 12 are green. So I'm actually going to do 1 minus 3 over 12, or the thought of, well, if 3 of them are green, then that means 9 of them aren't green, right? 9 of them aren't. Or you could say that this is 9 out of 12, which is the same thing as 1 minus 3 out of 12. So that gives you an idea of how I would calculate probabilities based on one factor. This is what we're going to be doing for homework and in practice tonight. We're going to be looking at two-way tables. So let me explain what these numbers mean. This right here, there are a total of 48 males in this study. There are a total of 52 females in this study. There are a total of 36 people who chose baseball as their favorite sport. There are 31 total that chose basketball and 33 that said football. This number 13 right here is a male who said that baseball, there are 13 males that said that baseball was their favorite sport. That's what each of these means. So in this one it says, what is the probability that a randomly chosen male plays basketball? So in that one, if I'm saying a randomly chosen male, I know that they're a male, okay? I know that they're a male, so there are 48 males. What is the probability that that male plays basketball? Well, that would be the 15 out of the 48. So going into it, I knew that it was a male that played basketball, or I knew it was a male. So a randomly chosen male, got them, 48 of them, that they play basketball. I would say 15 out of the 48. Okay, next one. What is the probability that a randomly chosen person is female? Well, that would mean a randomly chosen person, okay? There are 100 people in here. There are 100 people in this study, 48 males, 52 females. So there are 100 of them. So what is the probability that a randomly chosen person is female? Well, that would be the 52 out of the 100 total. What is the probability that a randomly chosen person plays football? Oh, okay. Well, again, they're a randomly chosen person. They're a randomly chosen person. So in that one, we're talking about all 100 people. What is the probability that that person plays football? There are 33 that play football out of the 100. And then next one, what is the probability that a randomly chosen person plays basketball or is female? We're actually going to skip that one. That one is going to get into direct. Actually, you know what? I'm going to teach it. Okay, so in this one, what we're going to do is for this, the probability that a randomly chosen person plays basketball or is female is the probability that they play basketball plus the probability of being female. But then I have to subtract out the probability of them playing basketball and, because I've double counted the people who play basketball and female. Okay, so I subtract out that number. I'm going to show you what that looks like mathematically here. And then in homework tonight, you will also be doing that. So this randomly chosen person plays basketball. Well, that would be the 31 out of 100 plus they are female. Well, that's going to be the 52 out of 100. So I'm going to do 31 out of 100 plus being female, 52 out of 100. But the problem is I have just double counted these 16 people because I counted them in this 31, right? Basketball, they were counted there. Then they were counted again when I did female, when I went and added this. So I need to take this out one time. So I'm going to do 31 over 100 plus 52 over 100 minus 16 over 100. And the probability, one more time, would be 31 out of 100 plus 52, and then subtract out 16, and I get 67 out of 100, which would be a 0.67 is the probability. Okay, you have a couple of those examples. I actually only did two-way table examples for tonight. You can pop down to this video here that I'm about to record and you can watch for homework help on that one.